Problem number 9, solve by factoring. So we have 4 over 25x squared minus 16 over 121 equals 0. Solving by factoring, so I have to look for any method I can use. First one is to look for a greatest common factor, but if I look at the two terms, they don't really have anything in common. So my next step is, because these are two terms, I can end a negative sign. I can check if it is the difference of two perfect squares. So if I look at this first term, 4 is a perfect square, 25 is, and x squared is. And if I'm looking at the second one, I also realize that both of these numbers are perfect squares. So I can use this method to factor this equation. Factoring the difference of two squares, just write your empty sets of parentheses and then square root the first term. And you can also do that individually with the fraction. So the square root of 4 is 2, and the square root of 25 is 5, and the square root of x squared is x. I'm going to write that twice. And then I also square root the second term. So the square root of 16 is 4, and the square root of 121 is 11. So I'm going to write this twice as well. And then I just need opposite signs. And I'm done factoring. But because it's an equation, I need to find the two solutions. So I'm applying the zero product rule, and I'm taking the first binomial set, and I'm going to set that equal to 0. And also the second one, so 2 over 5x plus 4 over 11 also equal to 0. And now I can solve for x. My first step is I'm going to add 4 over 11 to both sides. And that will leave me with 2 over 5 x equal to 4 over 11. Now this is a fraction and multiplied by the variable, so I can use multiplying by the reciprocal to eliminate the fraction here, basically turning it into a 1. And what I do to one side, I'm also going to do to the other side to keep the balance of this equation. Then on the left side, this would cancel out to become 1x or just x. And then on the right side, I can either straight multiply and then reduce the fraction, or before I straight multiply, I can cross cancel, because 4 and 2, they share a common factor of 2. So 2 goes into 4 2 times, and 2 goes into 2 1 time. And then I can straight multiply, which means I'm dealing with smaller numbers, less chance to make mistakes, and I know when I get my final answer, I don't have to reduce anymore. So 2 times 5 is 10, and then 11 times 1 is just 11. Now I'm going to solve the right side. So same thing, but in this time we have to subtract 4 over 11 from both sides. And we get 2 over 5x is equal to negative 4 over 11. Again, to eliminate the fraction or turning it into a 1, we're multiplying by the reciprocal. And as well on the other side. This side turns into 1x or just x. And over here again I can cross cancel. 2 is a common factor of 4 and 2, so 2 goes into 4 2 times, and 2 goes into 2 1 time. Multiplying together the leftover numbers, and we are left with negative 2 times 5 is 10, and 11 times 1 is 11. So our two solutions to this equation are negative 10 over 11 and 10 over 11.